for managing species, monitoring populations, recovering and restoring habitat, and conserving fish and wildlife throughout the state. That importance and the critical role you play remains today and will continue to remain far into the future. And your influence in importance goes far beyond funding. Your passion, advocacy, and dedication are critically important to the department, our mission, and to all of Oregon's fish and wildlife and their habitats. Thank you for all that you do, and good luck. So let's get this show started. To do that, I'll hand things off to our wonderful Access and Habitat Program Coordinator, Travis Schultz. Travis?
Thank you. Hold still. Too much stuff on this thing. Okay, I am Travis Schultz, the Access and Habitat Coordinator. I'd like to take this moment to highlight some of the success stories of the Big Game Raffles. Revenue from the deer and elk auction or from the raffles directly supports the Access and Habitat Program, which is an incentive-based program that provides hunter access to private lands across Oregon. Each year, the A&H program provides roughly 2.6 million acres of private access for hunters, as well as supports over 12,000 acres of habitat improvement. Funds generated from the mountain goat, pronghorn, and bighorn sheep raffles are dedicated to the research and management of those species. The Rocky Mountain Goat Raffle has funded improved survey capacity and monitoring systems to allow us better to estimate the goat populations in Oregon. Pronghorn raffles have funded research to map migration routes, migration timing, and potential barriers to that migration. Bighorn sheep raffle funds have supported pioneering genetic research that is shaping management practices across the sheep's range to the benefit and will benefit those herds for generations to come. To all of you who have purchased raffle entries, I thank you. You are part of these success stories, and I thank you for being part of that work. Two of the A&H board members, John Dealer off of the landowner representative with the state A&H board, and Joe Dealer, a landowner representative on the regional council, will be doing the drawing for the numbers. I want to wish every entrant the very best of luck, and with that, I'll now turn things over to Brian Wolfer.
Thank you, Travis. I think you covered most things, so I've got the prestigious job of kind of calling out numbers, but to kind of go over how the drawing works here today, for raffle entries, we don't use the digits 0, 8, or 9. And so here we've got numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Maybe set them in one at a time and I'll call them out as they go. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And so then real quick, as we draw these numbers, we draw for the ones digit first, then the tens digit, then the 100 digit, then the 1,000. And as we get a few digits drawn, we'll see how many applications are still valid or potential winners. So should be pretty exciting. So first up, Governor's statewide deer and elk combination. We have 31,922 entries for this draw. Go ahead and take the first number out. So the first number is a 4. 4. And so with this, for those watching at home, at the bottom of the screen, you'll see the eligible entries update. Give me just a second here, Travis. Let that catch up. Okay, so we have 4,584 potential winners still in for this. The next ball is a 6. 6. Okay. And you can start spinning and it's updating. And so there's 671 eligible entries. Let's get that third digit. It is a 3. 3. So 88 potential winners. And a 1. 1. You can drop it in and let's let it catch up before we draw it though. Okay, so this brings us to 9 potential winning entries. You can see those names bouncing around on the board here. The next digit is a 3. And so this the only winner that could have that combination is Jamie Jackson. Congratulations, Jamie Jackson. Entry number 131364. Is the winner of the Governor Statewide Deer and Elk Combo Tag. I will say that the runner-up, the alternates, we will post those online, and those are the next larger number from that winning entry number. We look at the next 2 larger numbers, and so I'm not going to post those up today, but those will be on our Access and Habitat webpage at the conclusion of the drawing today. Next up is statewide deer. We're going to wait for them to get that list of entries all loaded up and ready to go. And so it will be just a minute here, but all right. So for statewide deer, we have 72,523 entries. Okay, and the first one digit is a 1. 1. That leaves us with 10,335 potential winning entries. Two. Leaves us with 1,497 potential winning entries. Three. Leaves us with 220 potential winning entries. Again, we're drawing for an exact match here. Two. That narrows it down to 33. 3. And so with this, we have 4 potential winning entries. You can see those names bouncing around on your screen. Five. And so with this, we do have an exact match. It's Scott Betancourt. So congratulations, Scott. Entry number 532321. So that's the winner for statewide deer. Congratulations, Scott. Next up is going to be Southeast Oregon deer. It's a little bit of work they got to do to pull those entries up and get that ready to go. One situation that we might encounter later on is if we get to that last ball and we draw a number that's not doesn't match anybody, then we set that ball aside and keep drawing till we get that exact match. So I'll point that out now in case that happens. But okay, Southeast deer's ready to go. 38,838 entries for Southeast deer. Okay, the first number is 5. That leaves us with 5,525 potential winning tickets. 2. And with that, 798 potential winning entries. Two again. And so that narrows it down to 111. Four. All right, so that narrows it down to 11 potential winners. You can see some names on the screen here. And the next number is 4. And so with that, there's only one entry that can match that. That's Anthony Lankford. Congratulations, Anthony Lankford. Entry number 444225. All right, so, and that was the winner for Southeast Oregon deer. So next up is going to be Central Oregon deer. We're waiting for those to get pulled up here in just a second. All right, Central Oregon deer, we have 71,456 entries for Central Oregon deer. Okay, the first number is 3. And that leaves us with 10,292 potential winners. 6. 6. And with that, we have 1,464 potential winners. Four. That narrows it down to 209. The next number is a 3. 3. Yep. And that leaves us with 27 eligible entries. Six. And with that, we have 4 eligible entries remaining. You can see some names bouncing around on the screen there. The next number is a 2. Let's see if we get a match with that. We do. It's Jamie Weisenbaker. Congratulations, Jamie. You're the winner for Central Oregon Deer. Congratulations. Number 263463 was the entry. All right, and we'll have things just a minute here as we pull up the next hunt. All right, so Northeast Oregon Deer, 64,392 entries. And our first number is a 2. 2. With that, 9,273 entries still at play. One. That narrows it down to 1,329. Three. And with that, we have 190 potential winning entries. One. Give it just a second to catch up here. 25 potential entries. 7. 7. And so that narrows it down to 2 eligible entries. Um, Three. And so there's no exact match there. That gets set aside. We will spin again. Five. And there's no exact match there, so that gets set aside. We'll spin again. Seven. And with that, Justin Allen is the winner. Entry 771312. Congratulations, Justin. You drew Northeast Oregon deer. And so because we had to set some balls aside, we've went ahead and taken them all out to show that we're putting them all back in again. So I'll let you drop them in maybe one at a time there. Mm-hmm. So 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, number 6, number 7. So, and I will point out with these raffles, people can get multiple entries. And so at times you might have, a single person is the one eligible to win, has the last couple entries in, but it still matters that those exact numbers, because those numbers are what are used to designate who the alternates are, in case that winner is not able to participate in the hunt for some reason. So next up, state white elk. 44,865 entries for state white elk. Seven. First number is a 7. Okay, that leaves us with 6,560 potential entries. Four. And with that, we have 908 remaining that are potential exact matches. Two. $123 potential winning entries. Four. And so with that, we have 8 potential winning entries. 7, 7. And with that, we have a winner. Vern Swarren is the winner of Statewide Elk with entry number 274247. Congratulations, Vern. So next up is going to be Northeast Oregon Elk. Be just a minute to get things loaded. As a reminder, at the conclusion of the video, when we post this stuff on the webpage, the runner-up alternates will be included in that posting on our webpage, so you can check there to see if you're a runner-up. Yeah. Yep. And so I was asked about when the bubbles don't exactly total the number of entries that are remaining eligible, and that happens when you have someone that has multiple entries that are potentially winning. So Northeast Oregon Elk, 30,704 entries for Northeast Oregon Elk. Three. First number is a 3. It narrows it down to 4,463 potential winning entries remaining. 1. And with that, we have 632 potential entries remaining. 7. That leaves us with 88 potential exact match entries remaining. 4. And with that, we've got 11 potential entries remaining that could match. 5. The next digit is a 5. And so with this, we only have one that can exact match. That's Trevor Rachko, winner of Northeast Oregon Elk, entry number 654713. Congratulations, Trevor. So we have 2 more elk tags remaining. Next up is the Central and Southeast Oregon Elk. Getting set up for that one. So it'll be just a second here. All right, so for Central Southeast Oregon Elk, we have 25,197 entries. Two. The first number is a 2. And that narrows it down to 3,554 potential winning entries. 7. 508 entries remaining. Three. 67 potential matching entries still remaining. One. So that narrows it down to 4 potential matching entries. Looks like that's 2 people across those 4 entries. So 7. The next number is a 7. And there's no exact matches to that number, so the 7 has been set aside. Four. And again, no exact matches to the 4, so the 4 has been set aside. 6. And with that, we have a match. Japheth Doan, I believe. Congratulations on winning Central Southeast Elk. Entry number 461372. Congratulations. So we have 1 elk tag remaining. That is the Western Oregon elk. Following that, we will be drawing for Rocky Mountain goat, pronghorn antelope, and then bighorn sheep. But next up is Western Oregon elk. So we got all 7 balls that we're putting in again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so for Western Oregon elk, we have 19,976 entries. First number is a 1. And that narrows it down to 2,865 potential matching entries. 7. The next number is a 7. And that narrows it down to 426 potential matching entries. 3. And so with that, we're at 63 entries remaining that could match. 3. The next number is a 3. And so that narrows it down to 8 potential entries. 1. And with that, there's only one that can match that, Kevin Perazzo. Congratulations, Kevin. Entry number 213371. You are the winner of Western Oregon Elk. So that concludes the deer and elk tags that have dedicated funding for the Access and Habitat program. Next up is going to be Rocky Mountain goat. As we mentioned at the beginning of this, these 3 species tags provide dedicated funding that can only be used for management and enhancement of those species. Looks like we're getting ready to pull that up. As a reminder, runner-up, alternate, those will be posted on our webpage, on the Access and Habitat webpage at the conclusion of today's broadcast. So for Rocky Mountain goat, we have 9,454 entries. Seven. First number is a 7. And that narrows it down to 1,322. Next number is a 4. 4. And so with that, we have 177 potential winning entries. 2. So that narrows it down to 25 potential exact match entries. 7. And so this narrows it down to 2 entries. You can see 2 names on the screen there. 5. Next number is a 5. And there's no exact match with the 5. So 5 has been removed, and we'll draw another number. 2. No exact matches with the 2. 1. No exact matches with the 1. So it's set aside, and we will keep spinning. 7. And with that, we have a winner, Zane Davis. Congratulations, Zane. You're the winner of the 2026 Rocky Mountain Goat Tag with entry number 577247. Congratulations. And so we're emptying all the ping pong balls out of the hopper and verifying that we have each of the balls left. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Okay, so the next drawing is for the pronghorn antelope tag. We have 7,222 entries for the pronghorn antelope tag. 6. The first number is a 6. That narrows it down to 997 potential winning entries. Five. That narrows it down to 137 potential winning entries. 3. So we have 22 potential winning entries. 1. And with that, we have 5 potential winning entries remaining. You can see some names bouncing around on the screen here. Five. And there are no matches that would contain the 5, and so 5 is removed, and we'll draw another number. Six. And with that, we have a winner, Taylor Albertson. Congratulations, Taylor, on the 2026 Pronghorn tag. Entry number 461356. And so we've got one draw to go today. That's for the Bighorn Sheep tag. Again, because we drew some numbers that didn't match, we're pulling out all the ping pong balls, confirming that they're all there, numbers 1 through 7. Number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. All right, so we have 46,253 entries for the Bighorn Sheep tag. And the first number is 7. 7. And with that, 6,643 potential matching entries remain. Four. 949 entries remain. 7. That narrows it down to 128 potential matching entries. 4. And so we've got 19 potential matching entries remaining. 1. All right, so with this, with that draw, we're down to 3 potential winning entries remaining. 7. No exact matches with the 7, so the 7's removed. We'll spin again and draw another number. Four. With that, we have a winner. Brendan Rosales. Congratulations, Brendan. You've won the Bighorn Sheep Tag for 2026 with entry number 414747. Again, many thanks to everybody that bought raffle tickets. This is important for funding our Access and Habitat program, opening private lands for hunter access in Oregon, and providing that funding to work with private landowners on habitat projects also. Also providing important funding for managing our Rocky Mountain goat, bighorn sheep, and pronghorn antelope populations. So I think in just a second here, we're going to have the winners available, and those will be shown on the screen here. So I'm going to I'll stay on live till we get that up. And again, runner-ups and alternates will be included in the results on our webpage. So check there at the Access and Habitat webpage for those results. So again, congratulations to these folks. You can see who all the winners are right here.